bass player from Boston. Pretty much from all over, military brat, so kind of from all over, but mainly from Boston, high school, middle school, all that.
Cool. So let them know what's your weapon of choice.
Bass guitar. That's my go-to. That's my love. That's actually the only thing I can play pretty well. So, that's my go-to.
Cool. So what got you into bass? Like what made you say, you know what, I want to pick up that and I want to learn that? 'Cause most people probably go for drums or piano.
So I was going for drums. At a church, everybody starts in church, but not everybody, but most people start at church. And my mom, she's a singer, she sings and all that stuff. And she was a choir director as well. I wanted to play drums, but drums was so overpopulated at the time, and I couldn't really not get my shine, but I really couldn't take the time to learn it because it was overpopulated. So not only that, I sucked at drums. Like my coordination was terrible. Like I got 4 limbs and they're all doing different things. I couldn't really do it, but I loved it. So my mom noticed that I was trash.
At drums?
Yeah, at drums I was trash. So she bought me some bongos, ironically, bongos. She bought me some bongos and I would play bongos, or congos, I'm tripping because the bongos are smaller. And there was a bass player who played at my church. His name is Chris Laughlin, Berklee alumni. That's my OG. He played bass there, and when I was younger, I always noticed him leaving all the time. So as I got older, I noticed that he was always going on tour. So as I got older, I was just like, man, I want to play the bass because he would go crazy. His stage presence is crazy, dancing, going nuts, but just killing it. So I want to play that. He'll be behind me while I'm playing congos, just going nuts. And so I was like, yeah, I want to play that. So there was an old bass at the church sitting behind the organ Leslie, and so I just started, practicing, trying to figure it out. And he actually showed me and took me under his wing and literally taught me how to play. And come to find out, when I got older, I realized who this guy really was. He was the music director for Brian McKnight.
Oh,
so
crazy.
Yeah, so he was Brian McKnight's MD from 1999 till present. So every time he would leave church and be on the road, yeah, I'm going to South Korea real fast. I'll be back. We're going to Brian McKnight. So I was like, I want to do that. So he literally sparked all interest and all.
That's crazy. That's like God in the universe putting that together.
Yeah,
so I'm not sure what it's like playing in a band or playing bass. How did you what steps did you take to leverage that into a career? Because I know if you're let's say producers and rappers and other forms of music, it's I'm not gonna say it's easy, but there's a lot more opportunities in terms of because it's mainstream.
Right.
So how did you leverage being a bass player into a career?
Well, shout out to Elevation Theory, ET, my squad.
Yeah, just give them a little bit about Elevation Theory.
My man Free, my right hand man, my ace boom coon, he came up here in 2008. And he came up here for school, and he was working with a local artist around that time, and I was in the Berklee summer program, and that's when he came up during the summertime for the Berklee college summer semester.
Yeah.
So during the summer semester in the 5-week program for the younger cats, it would be a cohesive environment between college kids and cats who's not in college yet. So I met him during that time and kept in contact. And one day he had hit me. I think I was just about to graduate, probably around this time, my senior year. He had hit me on Facebook, yo, I'm about to start a band. My man, his name is Matt, I believe. He was gonna pick him to be in his band, but he was moving to LA, chase his dreams. He was like, yo, but my man's moving to LA, you down? I was like, yeah, I'm down. And from then on, me and him formed a band called Elevation Theory. And then I pulled in another right-hand man of mine, Sean Alexander, who's a Boston native, for keys. And we just formed a huge band to the point where we were the first band to fit like double every instrument in Wally's. Wally's is like a hole in the wall. So we would have 2 keyboard players, 2 drummers set up on stage, 2 guitar players, Alex Potts and Nero, and I'll be on bass, and we would have a full horn section as well.
All in Wally's?
All in Wally's. Like I'm talking about, like the horns would be on the floor, keys be on the floor, 2 drums, and like going nuts. Like, but it was almost like it was like a it was a chance to stretch and like really like express ourselves, and we just gave it all we got every night, just because like that was like the only outlet at that time. You know what I mean? Like we wasn't getting paid much at all. Like between like 6 people, we was splitting like $300, bro. Like.
So how did the Wally's connection start off? I know you mentioned Wally's, and you say you was there like every week. So.
Yeah, like honestly, like coming from Berklee, Wally's was like, it was historic. Like everybody that we know that was super dope played at Wally's, especially on Wednesday nights. There was a band by the name of Six Figures. Shout out to Corey Bernhard and DJ Ginyard and James Casey. Like those guys, like right now, James Casey, he was working with Megan Trainor for a long time. I know she's taking a break right now. Corey Bernhard, he plays with Bilal, Tele Kweli. He has a band now named Killiam Shakespeare out in Philly. DJ Ginyard, like everybody, he played with everybody. Solange, the list is crazy. But those are like our OGs, like man, like inspiration. You know what I mean? And they would be smashing. And I think that's why like we would go so hard in Wally's, because like when they all moved to New York at the same time, they was like, yo, we giving this up. You know what I'm saying? Can y'all fill the spot? We was like, yo, we'd be honored. But like everybody before, like Louis Cato is like, he's like the house drummer on the Seth Meyers show, I believe. Now he's like amazing. He played like 10 different instruments very well. But those guys just like really inspired us to be great, just because they were great at what they did. So like that was like the staple. Like if you have a band and you want to be fire, you want to be dope, you want to be known to be dope, you play at Wally's.
Crazy.
And then honestly, we were the first people to start the whole 7 to 9 slot, because before they left me to New York, we was like, yo, we want to play, but there was no nights that was open. So it was like, you know what? We're gonna give y'all a slot on I think it was Thursdays. We're just gonna give y'all a slot from 7 to 9. Y'all show me what y'all can do. We did that for like 2 years.
That's crazy.
Every Thursday. We never missed a Thursday. We had 4 singers, Katrina, Bello, K.O. Vani, Tori Boyd, and Jacqueline Sanchez. Great singers. We started with them, and we were like the first people to really add like the whole singing vibe to Wally's. It was all jazz. But Wally's is super. Yeah, it's super home, man. Like shout out to Frank and Paul over there at Poindexter, man. Those guys really helped us.
Dope. So what would you say? Well, going to Berklee, it's not a traditional college, right? It's a college focused on music.
Right.
Would you say what role did that play in where you are today? Is it essential? Could you have done it without Berklee, or is it something that's like, you know what, you learned these things that you connect to now?
Well, honestly, like when it came to Berklee, like awesome school. Taught me a lot theory-wise. But I feel like, and a lot of students would agree, that Berklee was more so dope for the connection and network of the students. Like now, like I stayed in Berklee for like a year, and then after we started going on tour and stuff like that. But that's like the common story for a lot of Berklee people.
Yeah.
But nowadays, like it's crazy because it's like I'll be in the airport and I run into a homie who's about to go overseas, and we used to go to school together, like close homies. Like my man Derek Cobbs, he's out with Charlie Puth right now, who's also a Berklee, another alumni. Charlie's from here. A bunch of people. Yeah, it's more so like the students, because after everybody has this dream, so everybody's chasing it. So to see everybody later in life actually doing it, like that's like the heartwarming, aspect of Berklee. That's dope. You know what I mean? So Berklee's definitely dope for the network, in life.
Gotcha. I mean, that sounds like more like pretty much any college, I think. It's just the network, and everybody goes to chasing the same dream, but people end up in different places.
Exactly. It's amazing. It gives you inspiration. You know what I'm saying? If they can do it, I can do it. And it's like a reciprocal of inspiration, like, you know what I'm saying?
So being a musician, like what would you say, like 3 pieces of advice that you would give to, you know, someone who's watching this who's like, okay, I want to play bass or do this area of of music or producing, engineering. What's 3 pieces of advice you could give from being on the inside and saying, you know what, these things are essential for this role?
I think the main piece of advice I would give is to not really get confused with social networking and actual networking.
So like expand on that. What do you mean by like social networking?
So a lot of people would find out who's who
Yeah.
and get on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever, and will DM the mess out of somebody thinking that, oh yeah, because they posted this video, I seen this video of them playing in their living room and they draw, it's like, yeah, they dope, I'm about to give them a gig with an A-class artist. Like, so that's not how it works. Like, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people just forget, like, before social media and people was networking, like, people was actually taking trips and being around physically.
So in
like,
person.
In person, like, that's the old way of networking. That way of networking would never die. Like, you have to be in person. Like, the social networking, that's more so for the branding.
Advertisement,
you know what I'm saying? But people kind of get lazy with the whole networking aspect of it. Like, yeah, because he follows me back, so he sees everything I'm doing. Like, nah, like, if you don't got no relationship with him, like, physically, like, or just, you know what I'm saying? It don't got to be like every time you talking to him, you talking about music, or every time. It's just more so organic, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
that human connection is kind of like, I met him once, seen his face.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Really, like, really linking with him.
True, man.
Oh, man. See, and that's the part about Berklee, too, the bums.
That's Boston for you.
Yeah. But, yeah, now social networking versus actual networking is like, it's like a huge thing. Also, I think practicing your craft is another one.
Definitely.
A lot of people either would get discouraged or judge their craft based on where somebody else is in life. You know what I mean? But you never know the amount of time they put in to get where they're at. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's another one. Like, don't really judge where you're at in life with your craft and all that stuff with somebody else's. You know what I'm saying? And the third one, you really gotta stay positive too. I really believe that the power's in the tongue, and you really can do whatever you speak.
You had 4 Agreements? 4 Agreements, the book?
Nah.
Okay. That sounded like a piece from that book.
That's from the Bible.
Oh, see?
That's
everything connects. It's like spiritual.
Yeah, that's in the Bible. The power's in the tongue. I remember when we used to live down on Hemingway, my man Free, he told me, like, yo, bro, this is like when we was doing Wally's, like, he's like, yo, bro, we gonna see our first tour together, bro. Like, we're gonna do our first TV appearance, and literally, like, everything he spoke, we did first together. Like,
it's crazy.
We did our first TV joint with Jordan Knight. You seen our first tour with Jordan Knight. We had our own tour bus to ourselves. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was everything he spoke, we did it. You know what I mean? But it was more so like we spoke and we believed it and kept it going. Like, you know, they also say, like, the Bible says, you know, faith without works is dead. You can't say, oh, I want to be this and not work for it. Like, it don't work like that. Like, you got to put in the work. And also, you can't feel entitled to it. You can't be like, well, I was supposed to get this. Like, no, like, it ain't happened because it wasn't meant to be yet. Like, just keep going. Like, so I think staying positive and really, like, keeping your energy good is very, very key.
So what was your first tour like? Like, what was the first artist to bring you on tour, and what was that whole experience like?
My first tour was with Jordan Knight from New Kids on the Block. Shout out to the Hometown Heroes. It was dope. It was my first tour, and it was different than what I imagined, because when I think of tour life, me being, you know, an African American male, I think of like the urban acts, hip hop acts, you know. So I'm thinking of like parties, and I'm thinking clubs and all that stuff. But it was total opposite. It's like the pop realm. So it's pretty straightforward. You show up to the city and you do the show. They do meet and greets while you chilling, and then you get on the bus, go to the next city. You know, they pretty straightforward with them. But it was pretty dope though, because I did the tour with my homies, like my band. Right. So like my first tour I've ever seen was with I call them my brothers, you know what I mean? So it wasn't It was definitely like an experience. You know what I mean? It was dope.
So what would you say was the best, or the most memorable part of that first tour? Because you said the part accident from hip hop and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure you weren't like turning up. You
Right.
There was a whole bunch of things going on. What was the best memory on that tour for you?
On that tour, it was like the thing that like kind of just made me intrigued by that whole tour is probably seeing how the tour set musically progressed. Like, you know, after each city, we would listen to the playbacks and listen to what we could change and enhance. And then at the end of the tour, to see where we first started musically and see where we ended, it was just like, yeah, that's fire. Like, and then it kind of like started doing that for every tour, and it's one of those. It's like one of those, you know, you just reflect and just build off of, you know, what you thought before and then where you are now. It's just something about progress. You know, noticing progress is definitely like something dope to me.
How would you describe the life of a touring musician? Like, give the details on, you know, the process, what you miss, what's the feeling like?
There's limited sleep. There's a lot of like, you have to be disciplined with your time. A lot of people, you gotta be on time because, and you know, in show business, time is money. You know, so you don't want to be late. I think that's like the biggest part is to be on time. You know, that's the biggest part. And nowadays, ever since I had my son, he's 1 now. That's the stuff that I miss when I'm on the road. Like, I'm on the road for like a month at a time, 2 months at a time. So I miss my son. So
that's crazy. So you sound like a family man.
Yeah, for sure.
So how do you balance that? How do you balance? What things do you do to make sure you capitalize off the opportunities you get to spend time with him? So
honestly, like, I just thank God for FaceTime. If it wasn't for FaceTime, I mean, yeah, Skype, but FaceTime, like, if it wasn't for that, man, I'd be fried, man. Like, this whole past year, I took this year pretty much off, because I didn't really want to miss any first, which would be like my son's first birthday, or me and my wife's first wedding anniversary. I didn't want to miss him walking and saying his first words. Like, I just didn't want to miss that. So I took a lot of time off from like the long haul tours. Took a lot of time off from anything that was long. I did a lot of spot dates. I was working with Deja Loaf a lot this year. She was doing a lot of promos. She's about to release her album, which is fire.
So what was that experience like working with Deja Loaf?
She's dope, man. She's super creative. She reminds me of like a Kanye in the sense of just hands-on creativity-wise.
So she knows what she wants in terms of
yes, very talented, very versatile. She can sing, you know what I'm saying? She can rap. Her style is crazy. You know, she got the crazy fashion style, crazy hairstyle. So she's just like, she's dope. She's real dope.
So aside from Deja, you know, behind the scenes, I know you spoke on you working with Tiana Taylor as well. Mm-hmm. So do they share any similarities? I feel like they kind of do when I listen to their music and their vibe.
Yeah, they share a lot of similarities. They both like old school music. Tiana loves the 90s. Right. Loves the 90s. Deja is like an old soul. She listens to like some Sam Cooke. Oh yeah. She don't really listen to like a lot of current music. She's more so like she's studying like her old school music, like 70s, 60s, you know, all that good stuff. It's dope. It's a dope mixture between the two.
So like working with Tiana, what do you do with Tiana in terms of like that work relationship?
Tiana is just it's really organic, real personal. She's more it's just random with her, you know. Sometimes she might want to go, I don't know, go somewhere, and then she'll just get inspiration and want to jump back in the studio, or we'll be on tour and she's like, oh, let's go 4-wheel. Like when we used to do Dubai a couple weeks ago, she really wanted to go to the sand dunes and ride camels and do all that good stuff. So she's real, you know, like just fun, you know what I mean?
So how would you say you stay disciplined on tour? Because you're a family man. I'm pretty sure you don't want to lose that. So, and you know, I'm pretty sure even though you're not talking about rappers, there's definitely temptations that come with it. So how do you keep your head straight and just go, you know what, I'm here to do my job. You know, I might have fun, but I'm not gonna go crazy.
Right. Well, I think I've just been blessed, honestly, because probably about 95 to 98% of the tours that I've been on have all been with like close homies.
Okay.
So we're all on the same page, which is we here to do a job, here to have fun, but we ain't out here trying to be no Rolling Stones, and you know what I'm saying? We ain't on that vibe. Like, plus, you know, the artists that we work with is mostly female, so it's not like there's chicks in the back and it's really none of that. You know what I mean? You know, females or women, a lot of people work females, but women are pretty, you know, private, you know, stuff like that, which plays a big, you know, part in why I'm so focused, you know. And then what trumps all is my family, my son, my wife. Like, I need that as my rock. You know what I mean? Like when I come home, like I get to woosah and it's with my son, you know, with my wife. If I don't got that, then honestly, I feel unstable. That's just me personally. Like that's definitely like stability, like the mental stability. You know what I mean? I remember touring when I wasn't married or having a kid.
I was just about that.
Yeah, it was more so like coming back home to like a frat house. You know what I mean? Like those are like the wild days. We all having parties and it was a whole bunch of mess. You know, that's when there was like I think we would probably be wilding out more so at home versus wilding out on the road because just the thought of messing up on the road, like then you don't get no more.
You messing up your money.
Yeah, you mess up your money. So that was the joy of having your homies on the road with you. So it's like let's not mess up here. We need this forever. You know what I mean?
Got you. All right. So I know a lot of people don't like to give up their secret, but what's one thing you do? Like, what's your ritual to snap you into your creative zone?
I just more so just have like a cool, calm, collected environment around me. Another, I really thankful for having my homies around because we all think the same. So like we just like to chill, kick it, like just more so just treat it like any rehearsal day. You know what I mean? We don't want to get too hyped and be over anxious because we still have an hour and a half show to really like be disciplined and you can't mess up. You know what I mean? So it's more so just having a cool, calm, collected environment, vibe going on.
Got you. So, as a creative, I'm pretty sure you had creative blocks. What do you do to get you out of that ditch?
I'll just stop. Like I'll play PS4, play in a cardboard box with my son.
Gotcha.
You know, play with some toys. I'll just literally stop. I'll go to a bar, just kick it.
Gotcha.
Sometimes like I won't create or anything for like a couple of weeks, a few days, or I just move to another idea. I'll just literally just stop. Cause then like my ears get tired, you know.
Gotcha. If you could go back in time and, talk to younger Keithen, what would you tell younger Keithen?
Do the same thing I did to get where I am now, literally.
Gotcha. All right, so what do you feel your overall purpose in this lifetime is for you?
I think my overall purpose is to really soak in my experience. So when my son gets older, I can teach him just how to really not work for yourself, but more so follow your dreams. My pops and my mom, they were real supportive of me following my dreams. So I think I want to return the favor and whatever he wants to do in life, whether it's the music or if it's being a doctor, whatever it is, like follow your dreams and discipline. I really want to soak in the experience of the discipline part and the persistent, just being confident. I just really want to soak in that experience so I can understand it to pass that on to my son.
Dope, I got you. So, looking into 2018, what's a major goal you wish to accomplish?
2018, major goal I want to accomplish that I see it. 2019, I want to be at the Grammys. If it's either being nominated or we win, God willing, definitely want to be in the number for 2019 Grammys.
Dope. All right, final question. Outside of music, Are there any other moves or things that you want to attain?
Me and my band, Elevation Theory, we're opening a men's grooming shop in Newberry.
Dope.
Spring of this year, 2018. For all the men out there, hands and foot grooming, massage therapy, things you can just come and relax, get taken care of, get pampered, and not like your female, nail spot.
So it's a spot like men can come in and
feel comfortable. It's cool, like real laid back. Take care of yourself, like. Plus, the ladies, what I'm saying, they don't want to see you looking all rough. You know what I'm saying? Like skincare, all that stuff. Like, So, be on the lookout for that for my guys.
Oh man, support black business. That's crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, man. Thanks for giving us your time. This was dope. Hit him with your social media.
It's Bassman Foster on everything. It's Bassman Foster. Bassman Foster on everything. It's, Facebook, Instagram. I ain't giving my Snapchat out. But,
Dope.
It is what it is.
Thanks again, Keithen. WeVibe Network. We're signing up.